Cassandra Terry Morning Show. Cassandra Terry, the mindset coach and founder of Manifesting Miracle Makers, rounded up her LinkedIn family once again. First, we've got Brian Smart, Mr. Content and Dadpreneur. He's striking the perfect balance between raising his youngest daughter and creating masterful content. Next, meet Denise Annalise Spiller, the gig expert and relentless traveler and writer. She turns every gig into an adventure. Then there's Jay Pasquale, the storytelling strategist, a poet and voiceover artist. He's weaving tales that'll make you think, laugh, and maybe even change your perspective. Get ready for a show filled with wisdom, inspiration, and the magic of family. Let's welcome Cassandra Terry and the rest of the fam.
Hello. Welcome to today's edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. It is Transformation Tuesday. We are still on a high from yesterday. And so I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited to be here. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm joyful. I'm beyond happy. I am joyful, and I am looking forward to spending some time with you guys today and talking about transformation and how we go about it. What do we really mean when we talk about transformation? Transformation is beyond change. I can change for a moment. Whatever it is, I can fake it till I make it for a moment. But what happens when the stressors turn up? What happens when things are not going as planned? What happens when nobody's looking, right? What happens? I can be on my best behavior when I know I have an audience. But what is happening behind the scenes? If I have not transformed, if I've just had a temporary change, there's a good chance that I go back to my default behaviors as soon as the heat turns up a little bit, as soon as things start to get a little bit difficult, or if they're not really, if the change hasn't really taken root and become a part of my default, then I may only be able to muster it up, whatever it is, for a moment, for a season, for a situation, and then I fall right back into old habits, right? And I think we all have those places in our lives. There's some places where I've actually elevated. The transformation has happened. There's other places where I'm in the struggle, right? I am going through that transformation process and I'm not there yet. So some days I do well, other days I may not do so well. And I say that because it's important for you to understand that we don't ever get it right all the time. But when we are clear about what it is that we're trying to do, when we're committed to what it is that we're trying to do, we get right back into the behaviors that are going to get us there until they become our new default, right? And so there's times where it's like, okay, I've got this. I realize that I've made a turn, that my new behaviors, those new behaviors have become the default. And I can celebrate in those areas of my life. But it doesn't mean that I get to go back onto autopilot. I still have to keep a watchful eye. How do I respond to things? How am I showing up for myself and others? What am I doing with my time? If there still may be areas where I need some tweaking. I know 100% that there's areas where I need tweaking. And I want that tweaking to be permanent, because I don't want the yo-yo, the back and forth. I don't want my life to be so much a tennis match. But there's seasons and there's areas where that's just the case. I haven't conquered that thing and made a true transformation. I don't know why. I don't know why certain things take longer than others, but we all have our own process that we have to go through. So please don't compare yourself, your journey, your experience to someone else's. It's uniquely yours, and you have no idea, just like I don't know behind the scenes what's happening with anybody else, what their experience has been, how they've arrived at this state in their life. I don't know that for anybody else. No one else knows it for me. So don't even waste your time comparing to others. You may see someone and how they're doing things or how they show up in their lives as a goal. You know what? That person is so relaxed and calm. That person is so kind. They seem to have it together. They're organized. There may be things that you admire about people, but you don't set them or exactly their journey as your goal. You may set the result of their journey as your goal, but then you have to realize that you're at day one. Who knows how much time they've already put in? So only compare yourself to your history and look for the progress that you've made along the way, and you can keep yourself encouraged, you can keep yourself focused, and you won't get discouraged by that comparison. Being, you've heard it, it's the thief of joy. You look at somebody else's journey and go, oh, I thought I was doing well, but when I see what they're doing, that's the wrong mindset. The mindset is, oh, I may not be where I want to be, not quite yet, but I am certainly not where I was. I can look back a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, and I've come so far in my journey. When you think like that, you will continuously encourage yourself, give yourself the energy, the strength, give yourself what you need to keep moving forward. And that's what it's all about, being able to take that next step, identifying for yourself what is the next best step for me to take. And then the magic comes when you do it, actually implementing, actually taking the step. When you take that one, what's next for you will show up. It'll become clear. But sometimes we just have enough light for the step that we're on. We can't see beyond that next step. But guess what? When you move, the light moves with you. You take that next step, and before you know it, you see the light. You see where the next and the next and the next, and you just keep moving forward. One step at a time, one choice at a time, day by day, it compounds and takes you where it is that you want to go. So give yourself grace, give yourself space to evolve and to grow and to really experience your life for the fullness that it is. So, the quote I have for you guys today, I think I've shared this one with you before, but I'm in this season of my life where I'm just so I'm very happy, very joyful. I'm also almost, it's not overwhelmed. Can you be overwhelmed with goodness, good feelings? I don't know if that may, I made yesterday was such a magical day that I'm just overwhelmed. I slept like a baby. I woke up full of life. I think I was smiling in my sleep because we had such a good time together celebrating. I'm so glad that so many people joined in and participated and really made the launch of SOAR a very special day. So I woke up full of gratitude. I went to bed full of gratitude. I anticipate carrying that with me. I am going to milk this feeling for all that I can get out of it, right? When you have capture that magic in a bottle, right? And when you are having a tough time, because we all do, it happens. And when your tough time comes, just pull out that bottle, spray yourself, spritz yourself with a good feeling that you had before. Allow yourself to go back to those moments and be re energized. That's what gratitude will do for you. That's what remembering the goodness in your life, the abundance in your life, that's what it'll do for you. You can pull it out whenever you need it and just go back for a moment. You can go back to that good time and relive those feelings and allow them to boost you up. So we've got a quote this morning from Jim Rohn, and it says, "Your life does not get better by chance; it gets better by change." That takes me to, if you want something different, you have to be willing to do something differently. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect that you're going to have a different result. It just doesn't work that way, right? So your life doesn't get better by chance. We don't want a happenstance life where we just are blown here, there, and everywhere, reacting to whatever the world gives us. We want to get better by change. We want the clarity of what it is that we want to change. We want to be really clear about that. Build a plan to get from there to where it is we want to go. And day by day, step by step, choice by choice, do the things necessary to make it so. We're going to go from where we are to where we want to be. You're going to go somewhere. You're changing, evolving, things are changing around you every single day. The question is, do you have your hand on the wheel? Are you in the game? Or are you on the bench watching as your life plays out? Get in the game. You're the coach. At any point in time, you can invite yourself into the game. And you should be there first one. You should be the first one in the game. It's your life, right? Own it. Realize that. Realize how much power you have and start to tap into that power. Identify that power. What are my strengths? That's the essence soar. Identify those strengths. Knowing what they are can fast track you to where it is you want to be. You build your foundation on something strong, something solid, something that you can count on. Don't build it on sand. It's going to keep moving and shifting underneath your feet. And before you know it, everything that you've built on it starts to slide away. So find those strengths so that you can overcome limiting beliefs, bad behaviors, negativity, whatever's going on around you that's not working for you. Identify that also. Prune it away. Get rid of that stuff so that you're prepared to achieve your goals. That's the A. Goals can be achieved if we're willing to do the work. But first, we have to identify the goals. We're just identifying all over the place, right? We're identifying our strengths. We're identifying what doesn't work for us. And we're preparing ourselves, right, to achieve the goals that we've set. So, first, you have to have some goals. You have to be really clear about what it is that you desire. And then, once you know what that is, how am I going to get from where I am to where it is I'd like to be? Not leapfrog from point A to point B. There's a lot of little micro steps, many decisions along the way. So you have to ask yourself, what's the most impactful thing that I could do right now to get on this journey, to get on the path towards the life I desire? What's the most important thing for me to do first? And then you do it and you keep doing it until it gets integrated into your life. And after you've done that, you figure, what's the next best step? What's the next thing that I should do? And you keep working on that. One step at a time, choice by choice, you get there. And in doing like we did yesterday and celebrating, taking a look at how far you've come, taking a look at how blessed you are, and celebrating with your community, it builds that resilience. It reminds you of what you're capable of. It tells you that, yes, I can. Even when you're in that valley and you feel like nothing is going right, remembering those moments, celebrating the moments along the way, that helps you to build that resilience. That's the R in SOAR, a resilient mindset, knowing that you have the capability to overcome and staying in the game, taking the next step, assessing what's right for you, assessing what you need to do in this season, and actually doing it. And as you do it, give yourself a little pat on the back, celebrate, recognize how far you've come. And that helps to build that resilience and get you in a position to where you can truly soar, right? Soar doesn't mean that everything's going to be okay all the time. It means that you have the skills, you have the tools, you have the mindset to keep gliding, to keep moving forward, despite what may be happening around you. It's a choice. We're making choices all day, every day. But are we cognizant of that fact? Or are we just reacting to what's going on around us? I want to just pull you out of reactionary mode and make you become a first responder. Be the first responder in your life, right? The first responder shows up and gives what the situation needs to get things back under control, to make sure that everyone's in the best shape that they are. I didn't say the policeman, I didn't say the fireman, I didn't say the ambulance driver. The first responder could be any of those. It depends on the situation. So you have to know what's going on in your life. Is there a fire blazing? Right? Does something need to be revived? Maybe there's some chaos going and we need law and order. What do you need? You're the first responder, or you should be. And when you respond, the next thing you know, there's all this hoopla around you. They never show up by themselves. I've called 911 before. I never know who's going to show up first, the ambulance driver, the fire truck, the police officers. You have a whole circus in front of your house when you dial 911. And they all show up ready to do their part to get you back to status quo, to get you back in good shape, right? Think about your life that way. Be the first responder of your life. When things start to go haywire, assess, is it too hot? Are things starting to die off? What's going on? What do I need? Do I need a little discipline? Do I need to get it back together? And you take care of that. You be the first one to get in there. Lean into the community. They're coming if you put out the call. They're coming, but you should be the first responder in your life. Thank God for that analogy. It just slipped up, popped in my head and slipped out. Never thought about it that way before.
Love
Thanks, Brian. Welcome, Jay. We've got some comments that have come in. My mom said, "Good morning, fam." Sonia, hey, 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 says good morning to everyone. Denise, what are you doing in the audience, love? She says, "Good morning, fam. Love this quote. Great to hear from you. Great to see that you are good." Kim says, "Morning, all." Conchita, terrific Tuesday, everyone. Grateful for another amazing day. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing day on the heels of an amazing evening. You guys rocked my world. And talk about propelling. I felt like I was catapulted yesterday. I was just shot out of a cannon of love and support. And I am so, so, so very grateful. You guys, and Conchita, it was all your idea. So you are definitely the idea person. It was a fabulous, fabulous day. All right, Brian. Um, if you're in a position, I'm going to mute so we don't have the background. The conflicting. Our microphones don't get along as well as Brian and I do. They fight each other. So I'm going to mute and give you the opportunity, Brian, to share. Go ahead.
it. You crazy. They say the mics don't get along as well as we do. You're crazy. Big box. Oh man. Grand rising, everyone. Thankful for another day. Feels like I'm going to church every time I come in this space. Cassandra, you are amazing. I'm almost afraid of what to say and what not to say. You like the big sister. You gotta make sure everything's in check when you get around you, because you'll point it out. You're like, hey, get yourself together, buddy. I thought about what you said this morning about making choices. And the one thing that came to mind for me was to be a chicken hawk or an eagle. My uncle always talked about this. You got to make a choice, man. You're going to be a chicken hawk or you're going to be an eagle. And the first time he said it, I was like, man, you trying to be funny? You know, because I can't chicken hawk the foghorn leghorn. And, you know, foghorn leghorn he was goofy, man. He didn't have any sense of direction in his life or anything. He said, yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, but yeah, you're going to be foghorn leghorn or you're going to be the eagle. I said, it's a good question. I said, why do you always ask chicken hawk or eagle? He said, the chicken hawk is always into something. He's always down there. He's always picking at something. And they don't live long. The eagle, on the other hand, is always flying high. He makes up his mind before he is down there. He's coming in for the kill. He's picking up where he got to get up, and he's going back up into the sky. You never even realize what's happening. The reason the eagle survives is because he made the choice that all of the things that are going on, they don't necessarily affect me. If it doesn't have an impact on my life, I'm not going to get tied up in these menial discussions, these futile interactions, ridiculous battles. That's not what an eagle does. An eagle chooses to soar. An eagle has identified its strengths, overcome the limits, right? Has already achieved the goals because it's still alive. Eagle live a long time, and it's built up that resilience to know just because I might be a little hungry right now, I want to keep living. So I'm gonna keep soaring until I can find that one thing that I can grab my claws or hold to, get down real quick, and get back up out of the turmoil. Because if I stay down there too long, then I'm risking my livelihood also. You have to make the decision to soar in your life. You have to decide whether you're going to be an eagle or a chicken hawk. Are you going to let every little thing become a problem for you? Or are you going to soar above all of the problems in your life and choose what you want from your life? You have to decide. You have to be like the eagle. Soapbox moment.
I love that. A couple of things came to mind. First word as you were talking was strategic. The eagle is strategic, making the right decision for what's going on in that moment, not bouncing around like the chicken hawk all over the place, just reacting to whatever hits its path. And the other thing that came to mind when I thought about the eagle soaring is its point of view. The eagle doesn't have to be so concerned about that one little meal right there because the eagle can see so much farther, have such a bigger point of view. Maybe there's something better for the eagle right down the road if it just continues to soar forward. It can see that because it has risen above its circumstance. It's risen above what's going on and it has such a bigger point of view. It makes me think about God sitting up high and looking down low. A different point of view. The chicken hawk can only see what's happening right there. Such a small point of view. But oh, if you look up and look out and be connected, then your point of view changes. You're not quite so pressed about every single situation that's coming your way, allowing you to take a breath, allowing you to think and assess the situation, to be more strategic and make the right decision. Yes, I want to be an eagle. I want to soar. I don't want to be a chicken hawk just aimlessly pecking around all over the place. Great analogy. Thanks for sharing that. But strategic and a more and a higher point of view were the two things that immediately came to me as you were sharing that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, Jay, we lost your camera, but are you still with us?
I am.
There you go.
I'm having issues today. I'm gonna just let you know. If I drop off, it's because I'm using my Wi-Fi. I'm
Hmm.
usually connected via Ethernet cord, but my wife is using the Ethernet cord and Wi-Fi Ethernet connection. So it's gonna be a little stringy for a minute. Hopefully, I can come back on camera. But this is this is the thing about transformation,
Hmm.
transformation Tuesday. You know, when you become part of a collective, and I've said this a few times, and it's usually when I get sick. You want to show up for the people that show up for you, and
Hmm.
then but things kind of get in your way, and you have to you have to be strategic, um like B was saying. You got to be that chicken chicken hawk. Oh man, because it really does matter. If you can't show up for the people that show up for you, you know, it it really is about m- reciprocating. And you need to be able to take care of yourself so you can take care of those people, because ultimately they will show up for you in the
Hmm.
most unexpected ways sometimes. And so it's always been ingrained in me since, and I'll put it this way: my mama raised me right, and she said, "The people that show up for you, you need to show up for,
Mhm.
and but you've got to take care of yourself." And this is way before I can remember hearing the, you know, plane analogy, right? The oxygen
Oxygen.
mask is
Mhm.
falling down. And it's because my mom, and I was just reminded of this recently, wasn't an advocate for herself. And so she couldn't show up for herself. And it was a painful lesson because it really stunted the opportunity for her to get help when she had cancer.
Mhm.
And so while we were blessed with 4 more years after her stage 4 diagnosis, which is a miracle in and of itself. There was in the very beginnings of this tumultuous diagnosis, that thought that creeped into my head, had mama just advocated for herself, where would we be? Because she was always putting the others first. What she said to me rang true in that moment. And I said, you know what? Let me deal with that in the future because it's true. You can't help the others unless you help yourself. And that was, again, a real painful lesson to learn. You have to be strategic. And the strategy starts with you. The transformation has to start with you. So it's important, yesterday and this last several weeks, we went to the ER over the weekend, stayed there for nearly 4 hours, didn't get seen, and we just left. And I'm saying that because that entire time last week, I'm worried about my kids. Well, my kids and my grandkids. And I'm caring for two of my grandkids. And in this moment, I'm getting sick myself. And
Mm.
I'm and you know, uh I'll spare the details, but I'm trying to make sure throughout this period that I'm able to show up for them and I'm able to show up for my family so that I'm able to continue to care for them.
Mhm.
And that meant making sure I took the vitamins, making sure I drank the hot tea, making sure I did all those things so that I can continue to do what I needed to do for the family. Um, and I'm I'm a little under the weather, but I'm still able to do what I need to do because I took those measures in the beginning so that I can continue to do that. Now,
Mhm.
before I get any further into the weeds, I got to give glory to God by speaking the word of God.
Mm.
Um, so let me get the Bible verse here, and that's the first book of Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 51. Listen, I tell you a mystery. We will not all sleep, but we will all be changed. So the change, the transformation is not just the physical, but it really encompasses that spiritual change, that
Mm.
metamorphosis. And it really, implies that fundamental transformation in the state of moving from one condition to another. And this could be in the in the context of Christian faith as the transformation of believers at the end of time when they will be given glorified bodies and be united with God in a new and eternal reality.
Mm.
It speaks to the profound and mysterious nature of transformation, faithful transformation, transformation in faith, suggesting that it's not just that mere physical process, but it really is the entirety of our human experience, both in this life and the next. But it starts with your faith. And so my faith has been rattled a little bit lately, but I continue to persevere. And despite sickness, all kinds of calamity, with my bank account being hacked and money going missing, technology getting in the way of things. Really, I will, the honest truth, the honest truth is that I really wouldn't be here this morning. The old Jay would have just kicked things, screamed at his top of his lungs, maybe cussed a little bit, and just said, you know what? Forget about it. But that's not me now. The me wants to show up. And I need to still take care of them babies. But that doesn't mean I can't show up here. And it's because that strategy and the reason and being an example and really working in my faith and walking in my purpose. And so I just wanted to share that with everybody. Cassandra, thank you. And congratulations. I am still in awe of you. And I'm I put in a few things on my book and I'll be able to share it with somebody, maybe an accountability partner, to see if there's anything I need to change, anything I need to put in there. So
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing today. I'm glad that you were able to be with us. I'm glad to hear that you are taking care of yourself. And you told me about the grandbabies being sick, and man, that stuff just spreads and spreads and spreads. So good on you for taking the preventative measures to try and take care of you. That airplane analogy is one of my favorites. It's true. We run out of everything if we don't continue to replenish ourselves. So totally get that. So thank you very much. Let's see. We had a couple of other comments that came in. Oh, my mom said, Grand Risings, Brian. That is great. Be an eagle, not a chicken hawk. Great analogy. Conchita said, good soapbox, Brian, because the eagle lays the spiritual blueprint for how we should move through life. Their strength is what we should aim towards in our daily existence. They don't fly, they soar. My mom says, Amen, Jay. Charity begins at home. Yes, Jay. That glorified body. Amen. Tests or trials come to make us stronger. God honors faithfulness. Keep on striving. Good, 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 good feedback. So, guys, I think I think I have seen everyone's comments. Let me just check one other place. Yes, I think we are good. We have done what we came to do. Hey, oh, there's another one popped up. Lisa. She says, "Good morning, fam. So inspired by you this morning, Jay. You're dealing with a lot and are still able to show up in positivity and love. Amen." So thank you for that, Lisa. You guys keep the comments coming. I was just about to start to wrap up, but we've got time. We have time. So if anybody wants to share an additional thought, including Jay and Brian, we still have time to do that. Let's see. Conchita says she's praying for you, Jay. The ultimate, the most important gift that we can give is the gift of prayer. And so she is gifting that to you as well as the rest of us. You are in our prayers, and we pray that every situation that you guys are experiencing in this season is growing you, evolving you, transforming you, giving you exactly what you need to propel in the next season of your life. So you and Renee and those babies definitely stay in my prayers, and I'm sure that I am not the only one. So let's see. I think, Brian, did I miss anything?
No, I think you pretty much nailed it.
The brain is a little, I'm telling you guys, I am so in awe of my community. A lot of folks from my job showed up yesterday, and one of the ladies texted me last night, and her response was, "You are so loved." She said, "You are so loved." And that is because she was able to witness as a third party, she was able to witness what all you guys pour into me. And that just spoke volumes of the community that I'm a part of the family that I have. That's what she texted. "You are so loved." She didn't text congratulations on your book. She didn't text it was a fun party. I was glad I got to be there. She texted me, "You are so loved." And every once in a while, I'll get the question, if you could go back and talk to little Cassandra, if you could say, what would you tell her? And that's it. That's what I would tell her. You are so loved. You are loved by God. You are loved by your family. You are loved by a community of people who may never occupy the same space and time as you, but they show you their love by pouring into you and being a part of what you have going on a regular basis. They don't ask you for anything other than your time and attention. They're just there cheering you on, supporting you, correcting you when that's needed. That's a part of love too. And I have such a strong community that she boiled down that entire almost hour and a half into three words. You are so loved. You are so loved. And I definitely felt that. I feel that. And I'm grateful for the little girl that was Cassandra, that was Sand, that she has lived enough of a life to be able to transition into a space mentally and emotionally to see, feel, understand, and most importantly, accept that love. And so I'm eternally grateful to each one of you. My mom says, "Yes, Jay, you are in our prayers. Sometimes breakdowns happen before our breakthrough. You've got this, and God has you. You've got this, and God has you." Breakdowns leading to your breakthrough. Take all that in. Take all that in. All right, that was a great summation. So thank you guys so much for this edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. I am again elated, grateful. I couldn't wait to get here this morning because I'm so excited for what's to come, for what has already been, and for what's to come. I wait with expectancy. That's a part of our faith. Our faith is to drive us towards everything is going to be okay. Our faith is to drive us for to your greater is later. No matter where you are, mountaintop or valley, your greater is later. There is still something for you if you keep moving forward in faith with great expectancy that it's all going to work out for your good. If I don't know anything else, I know that no matter what's going on in my darkest days, They are there so that I can better see, enjoy, and appreciate the light. I know that everything is working together for my good because I can look backwards. I'll be 56 next month. I have 56 years of experience to tell me that my good days have absolutely outweighed my bad days. That anything that was ever taken from me was returned to me 10 times, 100 times more than what it was I lost. Every difficult situation that I've ever experienced has matched in, has become a part of all those good situations and culminated in right now. So know that if you're in one of those seasons, that it's preparing you for that breakthrough that my mom was talking about. When you're in that mountaintop, rejoice of the having the view of the eagles, seeing the expansive beauty of what your life has become. See it, enjoy it, take it all in, because it will become a part of that resilience. It'll be something that you'll draw on when you find yourself back in the valley. Life is cyclical. We have our ups and we have our downs, but we are equipped with everything that we need to gracefully enjoy the mountaintops and faithfully walk through those valley situations. So I think that's a great place for us to end it today. We will be back here tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. Central for Wake Up Wednesday, where we talk about intentionality. If you guys have not gotten your copy of SOAR, and so many of you have, I am so grateful. You still have time. You have time. It'll be out there forever. So go on out there to Amazon and just type in my name, and you'll see this background on a book, SOAR Beyond Limits, Unleashing the Power Within. Get your copy, become a part of the community so that you can participate in all the things that we have planned ahead. So thank you guys, and we will see you back here tomorrow, 7:15 a.m.
Thank you for joining us today. Make sure you join us every week, Tuesday through Friday, 7:15 a.m.
Mother.
Central Time for the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. For advertising or sponsorship questions, reach out to Cassandra or any member of the FAM Collective on their LinkedIn profiles. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone.